Hey, do you rent a car on Turo, or you want to rent a car on Turo, but you're a little bit confused about the taxes? If so, this is for you. I'm just going to talk about taxes on Turo in just under a couple of minutes. Okay, the one thing you want to remember is expenses, or gross income minus expenses, just that formula. Gross income minus expenses. And expenses are pretty much anything that you have to pay for your business, your Turo business, that you don't get reimbursed for. So for example, car washes that you need to do for renters, or I actually included a parking ticket that I didn't get reimbursed for. So if you have a parking ticket, tolls, or gas that you don't get reimbursed for from your renters, keep those receipts. You can use those as expenses. The other things you can use as expenses are things like your car payment, or insurance, and car maintenance. The thing with those, it can get a little tricky because you can't just expense the entire bill for, like, let's say your car insurance or your payment or your car maintenance or repairs. But you can do it for the percentage that is used for your business. So let's say you use your car 90%, and how we determine what percentage we use for our business, for our car on Turo, is how many miles our renters use versus how many miles we use. And we just have our percentage of miles and their percentage of miles. So let's say that theirs is 80%. Then we can take off 80% of our car maintenance, 80% of our car insurance, and we can just put that in our expense column. Okay, the next thing that can go in your expense column, which is super important, is depreciation. And depreciation is just pretty much capitalized cost, which is a fancy word for saying your initial investment, or like the first big cost that you took to start your company. So we bought our car to rent on Turo. So we included the cost of our car, and we didn't get payment. We paid for it in cash. So we could include that in here. So we have the cash that we spent on our car. We have the title insurance. We have the inspection, registration, and the taxes that all had to get paid to be able to register our car. And that came to about $7,500. So we have all those. We can't depreciate the entire $7,500, but what the IRS has is a table you can use, and it is called, I'm going to read it, it's the 5-year life double declining balance. And what it is it's a table that you can then use percentages of that table, the percentages that are on that table, towards your depreciation value. So our depreciation value is $7,500. And our number for the first year was 20%. So we could take 20% of that $7,500 and put it in our expense column. So next year, our depreciation number will be 32%. And they have a number, and I'll put the link down below where you can find this table. They have the number of exactly what you can depreciate, the percentage. They have the number of the percentage that you can depreciate from the depreciation number. Makes sense. So anyway, so our first was 20% of 7,500. So we have all of your expenses, then you have this over here, which is your gross income. So we minused it, and you get a number. That number, gross income minus the expenses, that number, that is what you get taxed on. So then you just take your tax rate, whatever your tax rate is, and add 7.65, because you have to pay yourself for self-employment taxes. So 7.65 added onto whatever percentage you already have, whatever tax bracket you are, and you apply that to this number. And there you have it. That's how much you had to pay for taxes. Anyways, if you find this video useful, then go ahead and subscribe, because I'm going to put out more for you. If you have any questions about this, let me know. Oh, and I have to just put a big disclaimer out there. Obviously, I'm not a tax accountant. I am just a stay-at-home mom. So talk to your tax accountant or TurboTax or whatever you use. I just have this as a reference to help you if you're thinking about getting into this and you're wanting to know if this is something you want to do. So thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.